I'm Don Keating. Welcome to Brunswick Cable Access News. And on this week's show, I'm going to be telling you about a township placing a 5.2 mil fire levy on the November ballot. Council approves a road and parking lot project. And we have more backyards that are certified wildlife habitats. So join us right now here on Brunswick Cable Access News. Township voters will decide this fall whether it's time to improve Fire Station Number 1 and hire additional full-time personnel to the Township Fire Department roster. As part of a special meeting July 19th, trustees voted to move forward with placing a 4 mil renewal levy on the ballot with a 1.2 mil increase for a total of 5.2 mils. Though the proceeds from the proposed levy would not be sufficient to save funds for a new fire station, township officials did say the additional funding would enable the department to maintain its 10-year capital improvement plan and hire 4 new employees. Township officials have been weighing the options for the current levy, which expires at the end of 2018, since May, when Fire Chief Anthony Strazzo delivered a presentation to the board noting the issues and challenges the department is facing that make operating a full-time department with a part-time and volunteer staff increasingly difficult. As the department's calls for service have increased 32% between 2010 and 2017, with a 28% rise in the number of calls in the last 3 years alone, Strazzo said that continuing to operate an all part-time or volunteer department is, quote-unquote, no longer a sustainable option. Some of the issues with maintaining a part-time staff, he said, include the fact that most of the firefighters have not only family and social commitments, but they also have full-time job commitments, which limits their availability. Every year we have 15 to 25% of our personnel take a leave of absence or resign, Strazzo said. That is a significant turnover rate, which equates to a significant number of people we have to train annually to continue to provide the services that we do. With a limited staff of 41 part-timers who rotate daily and weekly between the township's 2 fire stations, he said, records management is one of the areas which the department has been struggling. Not only have state mandates increased, but so has the department's and community involvement levels, as well as the number of follow-up calls the department is responding to on a regular basis, all of which require paperwork. Quote unquote, it is a huge liability if we do not have accurate and complete records, Strazzo said, noting that when he joined the department, there were no records that the department's ground ladders had been tested. Had there been an accident, someone could say that they don't test their ladders, and we have no way of proving it, Strazzo said. He did make it clear that the aging and operating conditions in Fire Station Number 1 are not only inadequate in terms of office, meeting, and storage space, but it also does not afford the department the room it needs to maintain equipment. Right now, our engine is backed up within a couple of feet of the station's back wall and within just a few feet of our self-contained breathing apparatus fill station, and that is a $40,000 piece of equipment. Strazzo said, we need more room. Based on what nearby communities have paid in recent years to build a new station, Strazzo said it would cost the township between $3 and $4 million. The cost, township officials said, is still out of reach. The department has been operating with a 4 mil levy originally passed in 1994. That will generate just over $924,000 in 2018. However, Strazzo proposed in May that the township raise the levy to 5.2 or 6 mils starting in 2019. The additional $1.2 million option would enable the department to hire 3 new full-time staff members and a part-time secretary, as well as maintain its 10-year capital improvement plan. It would generate an additional $344,280 per year for the department through the township, and it is still waiting for final figures from the Medina County Auditor's Office. The proposed increase, which would cost the owners of homes valued at $200,000 an additional $84 a year, would not account for set-asides to build a new fire station. This is the first time the Township Fire Department has asked the community for a new levy funding since 1994. The Medina County Board of Elections filing deadline to place the issue on the November ballot was August 8th. City Council passed emergency legislation this week to complete more than $940,000 in various street reconstruction projects. Consulting city engineer Matt Jones said the city awarded the contract to A&J Cement Contractors after receiving 5 total bids for the project, which will include the complete removal of the concrete pavement and base on Beverly Hills Drive, Magnolia Drive, from Pearl Road to just east of Judea Drive, and on Junior Parkway from Briarley Drive to Betty Lane. Also included in the scope of work, Jones said, is the replacement of catch basins and storm sewer cross pipes, the installation of pipe under drain, drive apron replacement, curb ramp replacement, sidewalk repairs, and the addition of sidewalk on portions of Beverly Hills and Magnolia Drives. On Junior Parkway, the project will include the vertical realignment and addition of a new storm sewer system to correct an existing drainage issue. Jones said the bids came in under the engineer's estimate of $1.06 million. The projects are being partially funded through a $728,000 Ohio Public Works grant. City Council also passed emergency legislation July 23rd authorizing the resurfacing of 3 city parking lots and a walking trail. According to Barnett, the parking lots at Nura Park, City Hall, the Police Department, and the walking trail at Nura Park are all in poor condition and in need of resurfacing. After receiving 7 bids, the city has agreed to award the $245,476 contract to Chagrin Valley Paving. Not included in that cost are inspection costs that will be performed by QCI, the city's contracted quality control inspectors. Barnett said that QCI's purchase order for this work will be subject to the appropriate purchase order requirements, estimated at $8,966. Approximately $166,000 of the project cost will come from the city's capital improvement fund, while another $77,000 will come from the Nura Park Fund. The remaining $44,000 will come from the North Park Fund for a total budgeted amount of $287,000. The work is set to be completed no later than November 10th. County Commissioners have approved their 2019 tax budget, which projects revenue of $41.4 million next year and expenditures of approximately $41.3 million. The tax budget is a requirement of the Ohio Revised Code and is intended to help assure anticipated tax revenue is sufficient to cover general fund and bond debt payments due the following year. It also sets some real estate taxes and is done each summer in advance of the annual appropriations resolution made early in the calendar year with more detailed spending calculations. Actual spending by the Medina County government was $39 million in 2017, and it is expected to be about $40.5 million this year. It was $37.6 million in 2016. The growth in spending has been balanced by an increase in revenue, which is expected to grow by about 1.6% next year. Along with carryover balance projected at $5.7 million, Next year's total receipts and balance is estimated at $47.2 million in the 2019 tax budget. County Administrator Scott Miller said the tax budget paints an adequate, if not rosy, picture of the county's financial picture. We're holding our own, but that's it, he said, in the summer of 2019 tax budget. We're still strained financially. Miller said his biggest funding concern is finding additional money to pay for the building and maintenance costs, which have often been deferred because of a shortage of funding. That includes expansion and modernization of the county courthouse complex, which has been postponed for a decade. Space and safety issues at the courthouse is still a big concern, he said. We've got a situation in which judges and victims are sometimes in the same elevator, and that is an unsafe situation. County officials had hoped to address some of Miller's funding concerns by asking voters to approve an increase in the sales tax. That issue was rejected in the May primary, and Miller said the county will probably ask voters to instead pass a levy to fund social services next year. Sales taxes are the county's biggest source of revenue, and along with other permissive taxes are expected to total about $14.6 million in 2019. That number is about $700,000 more than this year's projected sales tax revenue and about $600,000 more than actual revenue reported in 2017. Property taxes are the next biggest source of operating revenue for Medina County government and are projected at $12 million next year, approximately the same amount expected this year and $150,000 more than actually collected in 2017. Finance Director Mike Patake, who prepared the tax budget, is projecting small declines in revenue from fees collected from sales and services and refunds as well as reimbursements. Following is a list of the county government revenue projections from various sources in 2019. Property taxes, $12,019,000. Sales and other permissive taxes, $14,655,000. Local government funds, $1,513,000. Fees and fines, $5,300,000. Sales and services, $750,000. Refunds, $1,950,000. And in the category of other, which includes casino tax, $5,200,000. Operations at the Sheriff's Department, including the county jail, will continue to be the biggest expense for the county next year. The 2019 Sheriff's budget is projected to be $10.5 million, and that's up from $10.1 million anticipated for 2018. The Common Pleas, Domestic Relations, and Juvenile Court also account for a big chunk of county expenses. They are expected to cost about $5.8 million in 2019. Following are some of the major county expenditures projected in 2019. County Commissioners, $789,000. Auditor, $741,000. Treasurer, $451,000. Prosecutor, $1,390,000. Common Pleas Court, $2,050,000. Domestic Relations Court, $1,210,000. Juvenile and Probate Court, $2,650,000. Clerk of Courts, $850,000. Board of Elections, $1,130,000. Sheriff, $10,460,000. Highways, $400,000. Health, $595,000. Recorder, $307,000. County Home, $1,020,000. Child Welfare Board, $1,100,000. Your Veteran Services, $816,000. Pensions and Insurance, $8,300,000. The tax budget also estimates the value of all property in Medina County at $5.1 billion in 2019. The county collects 2.5 mills on that value, which represents $12 million for the general fund and $767,000 for bond retirement. The county also collects $915,000 from a 0.2 mil levy to operate the county home, $17.5 million from 4.02 mils for the Achievement Center and Board of Developmental Disabilities, and $1.6 million from a 0.35 mil levy to fund the Medina County Drug Abuse Commission. Medina County is on the verge of becoming the first in Ohio to be designated a community wildlife habitat by the National Wildlife Federation. Jim Dieter, new director of the Medina County Soil and Water Conservation District, told county commissioners July 23rd that our county is close to becoming the first county in Ohio to earn this distinction. The distinction comes when 400 yards in the county have been certified as backyard wildlife habitats by the National Wildlife Federation. The last count showed the county with 396 certified backyard habitats. The point of creating a wildlife habitat in your backyard or garden is to replenish resources for wildlife living in the area or passing through along migratory corridors. The elements needed for a backyard to be certified as wildlife friendly are food, water, cover, places to raise young, and sustainable practices relating to the use of chemicals and compost. Those interested in getting the certification can find an application on the National Wildlife Federation website or pick one up at the Soil and Water District office on Wedgwood Road in Lafayette Township. County Commissioners approved an agreement for 620 East State Road Incorporated to lease storage space to Clerk of Courts Dave Wadsworth for $1,700 per month for the next 2 years. Wadsworth told the County Commissioners that the lease was required to replace a former agreement to store court files at Gateway Storage, which was sold to Access Records Storage, which was planning on moving the clerk's records to a facility in Brecksville. County Administrator Scott Miller told the County Commissioners it was important to keep the records in Medina County where they would be easier to access. About 2,000 boxes of court records are expected to be moved into the new storage facility in Medina County. Or actually, that's in Medina. Same county, but it's in the city of Medina. Cuyahoga Landmark of Strongsville won a bid to sell the Medina County Engineering Center 5,500 gallons of regular unleaded gasoline for $1.94 per gallon. That's down from $2.08 per gallon the county paid for 6,500 gallons purchased earlier this month. But it's up from $1.60 per gallon the county paid for gas on the wholesale market at this time last year. County Commissioners authorized the creation of a new technology fund with $135,000 in it to fund the purchase of equipment and contract services required to upgrade software in the building department. The new software will streamline the process which reviews applications for building permits. County Commissioners approved a resolution assigning numbers to Clayton Drive, Ash Street, Elm Street, and Maple Street in Westfield Township. Deputy Highway Engineer Doug King said the old streets near the south end of Chippewa Lake were not officially numbered when they were created. Their new numbers ranging from TH992 to TH995 to comply with the Ohio Department of Transportation's land-based response system, which requires all county roads to have a number. County Commissioners reappointed Jacqueline Gershpacher and Christy Rickbrot to new 3-year terms on the Medina County Home Advisory Council. Commissioners issued a commendation to Patrick Caniglia for being selected the 2018 Stephen F. Joseph Memorial 4-H Scholarship Award recipient. Caniglia is a member of the Valley City Vikings 4-H Club. Commissioners authorized the travel expenses for several county employees to attend a series of out-of-town meetings and training seminars. Among those expenses was $1,000 for 2 employees in the Adult Probation Department to attend a 2-day seminar in Columbus on ending the drug overdose crisis. And July leads into August, and we're in the middle of part of the month already. Can you believe it? The middle of the month? Well, before you know it, September is around the corner, and we're going to cool off significantly. At least that's the way climatologically it looks like. Let's take a look at our weather headlines, our averages, average high and lows for this time of the year, the 17th to the 23rd of August. We averaged 80, but 79 will be the average high by the 23rd of August, and your average low 59 degrees, dropping to 58. You know, that 1 degree drop isn't that bad, because there are times when we drop 2 and sometimes 3 degrees in a week. Average rainfall 0.81 inches. What does the Weather Service think as far as the forecast, as far as temperatures are concerned? Well, much of the area north of the Middle Ohio Valley up into the Great Lakes area into the New England states going to be a decent chance of above normal temperature pattern for the next while. And your precipitation, are we going to get any much needed rain? Well, there's about a 33 to 40% chance of above normal precipitation in the Ohio Valley, and then it increases slightly in the Great Lakes region, but that doesn't look too awful promising. When you have a lot of warmer than normal temperatures, you tend to have a lack of precipitation. So I'm not going to hold my fingers or hold my breath on this one, because we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't, unless you get under a pocket of thunderstorms, you're in great shape. But if not, well then, good luck. Hey, coming up next, we're going to have your weekly bulletin board events right here on Brunswick Cable Access News. Let's take a look at the bulletin board now. Why don't you join the Medina County Recovery Center as they recognize International Overdose Awareness Day, Friday, August 31st at Brunswick's Nura Park on Center Road. While the mission is of Recovery Center of Medina County is to strengthen communities by supporting people in recovery, the purpose of this event is to help raise awareness of the opiate problem in Medina County, as well as Brunswick in particular, with information displays by the following: Project Dawn, Recovery Center of Medina County Drug Court, Really Recovered, Recovery Resources, Alternative Paths, Community Assessment and Treatment Services, the City of Brunswick, and more. Project Dawn, which stands for Deaths Avoided with Naloxone, is an overdose education and naloxone distribution program where program participants learn how to recognize the signs and symptoms of an opiate overdose, make an emergency 911 call, perform rescue breathing, administer Narcan to someone experiencing an opiate overdose. They will be providing more information on this critical response training. Megan Hawkins of Really Recovered will share her personal journey from addiction to sobriety, while a representative from the Medina County Opiate Response Team will speak about their follow-up program for overdoses and how you can use their website to submit a referral. Perhaps one of the most needed conversations will come from a Brunswick City Police Lieutenant on the severity of the overdose crisis right here in the town of Brunswick, as it is one of the highest overdose areas in Medina County. Join the Recovery Center of Medina County to learn more about this epidemic, what resources are available, and what you can do to help someone you may know. For more information, visit the website, which is listed below. If you're ready to rage against the dying light of summer, you need to look no further than Northeast Ohio's annual End of the Summer Party, the 14th annual Cleveland Oktoberfest, to be held Labor Day weekend. Friday, August 31st through Monday, September 3rd at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds in Berea. The Cleveland Oktoberfest is a holiday family tradition attracting fun lovers from every walk of life, while offering an exciting menu of activities and entertainment to delight young and old alike. The event is produced by the Berea Labor Day Oktoberfest, Inc., a not-for-profit organization. Highlights of this year's Oktoberfest include the following: our 5-star sausage Autobahn, where you can taste a variety of the world's best sausages, a fireworks spectacular on Sunday night, and we will be also featuring the Best Oktoberfest Microbrew Competition. The competition features both a professionally judged multi-category event Friday night and a People's Choice, which will be tallied and awarded on Monday. Contestants will include the 5-star Oktoberfest Wiener Dog races. Also, there will be the Bavarian Strongman and Woman competition, the Miss Oktoberfest competition, and the Cleveland Oktoberfest 5K run and a 1-mile walk. The race draws over 900 runners annually, with awards presented in various age categories. Proceeds benefit charitable organizations. Traditional German music by famed, and for the rock and rollers, we will feature world-renowned Journey tribute E5C4P3, a Beatles tribute Hard Day's Night, and more great bands all weekend. Throughout the festival, there will also be roving performers on the Midway, and loads more. Admission to the Cleveland Labor Day weekend Oktoberfest is $13 each day of the festival, with children under 12 admitted free. A 4-day pass will also be available. Parking will be free throughout the event. For complete information and updates, including details about our online discount tickets, visit the website listed below. Hey, I am really excited that next week we are going to have Connie from Buckeyes Mission Sanctuary visiting us with Emmett. Now, who is Emmett, you might ask? Well, Emmett is a great dog. He is ready for his forever home. And this is the start of a new segment to introduce local dogs and cats in need of loving families. So join us the next time on Brunswick Cable Access News to take a look at Emmett. He needs his forever home. And in the future episode, we're going to be talking about drones. Drones are taking off, literally, and they are very popular not only in Ohio but nationwide. We're going to be interviewing a gentleman who has a drone, does an awful lot of aerial footage, and we'll be doing some in-the-field recording with him. So we've got exciting things coming up on Brunswick Cable Access News. The only thing we need is you to join us. Until the next time, thanks for joining me today, and have a great day.
The preceding program was made possible through the use of equipment and facilities of Brunswick Area Television.